What is up, Booger Beans? Welcome back to another episode of Adventurous Boog. I'm Tanner.
I'm Sydney.
And this is Booger right here. Today on the bus build, we are going to start cleaning all the sides off. That's why I got this grubby brush. And we got some microfiber towels. And we also got the vacuum and the drill with a wire wheel on it. So we use that to help clean all the sides. We're going to vacuum it up. And then hopefully we're going to start framing today. We're still figuring out exactly how we're going to do the framing, but when we get to that, we'll show you what we're doing. So yeah, let's get cleaning.
I don't think this is working anymore. Might be time for a new filter.
It's so dirty. Oh, don't shake it in here.
Well, I was just shaking it in
Oh, it's gonna drop.
What do we do?
Ah.
Help!
So how we're going to frame the walls is we've got 16 2x3s, which I think should be enough, hopefully. So we're going to put those up on here, right underneath the windowsill, so that we will be able to remove these windows if we need to. And then we're going to put a piece of trim that will go around every single window and finish this edge up so it looks nice. Then on the vertical portions, every 8 feet, or actually we might put them every single bar maybe. We're going to use a 2x4 vertically like this so that we can put our paneling up to it and we'll have enough space to nail into it where they butt up against each other.
But same thing, only up to the bottom of the windowsill, right?
Yes, only up to the bottom windowsill. And then over the window frame, we're going to put a piece of trim that will finish this all in and make it look a little bit cleaner than this. But that will be finishing. That will happen down the road, quite a ways down the road. Yeah, maybe. So that's what we're going to get to now. I think we're going to start at the back of the bus and work forward. I think that makes sense. And yeah, that's what we're going to do now. Oh, one other thing also is we're going to be putting PL400 on the wall.
Glue that bad boy.
Which the PL400 is inside, so we got to grab that. And then we're going to put PL400 and then we're going to screw these guys on top of the PL400. Yeah.
We got screws that'll go through metal?
Yeah. Okay, so we're putting the frame along the bottom like that, and then we'll put another one along the top. The thing is, we got to make sure when we're screwing in the screws that we don't hit these holes that are all along here. So we're going to have to kind of pay attention to where we're putting the screws, because if we hit those holes, the screw obviously isn't going to take, so that kind of sucks. But first what we're going to do is we're going to run a bead of PL400 at the ends and down the top, and then we will, and then we'll start screwing it in. Okay, we want to tuck it right up in there as best we can. Now bring it my way as far as we can. Okay, sweet. Okay. Now, on the ends, start by putting your clamp in. Yeah, I'll do it. Don't worry about it.
Wait, that's fine. These are way off. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of angled, unfortunately, because of that.
Does that look good?
Squeeze in. Okay.
These are something
Yeah,
else.
we'll fix it. The boards aren't straight. Remember how bent they were? Yes. Yeah, we'll just have to hold it up and screw it. Okay. So let's screw the ends and let's see if we can get them in there okay. Let's see how it goes here. We don't have to drill them all. First board going on the outside of the bus.
Peppers. Are you filming it? Because you just put your back right in front of the camera.
Yeah, I am filming it. It's good.
It's good.
you're worried about. Not gonna do it.
Shit.
They say they're for metal, but they don't work for metal. That works good. Okay. Now, we're removing the emergency windows.
Not removing.
Moving.
Oh,
Just moving.
Yeah.
So these windows actually open with a flap, right? And they go out like that. So the thing that we are thinking is that because those windows do that, if it's raining, we could still open the window. So we don't want to get rid of that window, but also these windows right now are in the bathroom, which isn't really useful to us. It might be more useful somewhere else. So we're going to take these emergency exit windows and we are going to move them all the way up to this window. So they'll be moving from there all the way up to here. And this will be right, basically the kitchen and the living room. So that will basically be nice if we want it. Well, it's raining.
Yeah.
And also we can get a cross piece through the living room if we want while it's raining.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? Because if we open these windows while it's raining, the rain will just come in. Whereas those windows, you can have them open and it will still keep the rain out. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna move that window over here because we have to put the framing across the bottom. But with that window, we have to do some special framing because of the latch. So we have to kind of figure that out as we go. So we're gonna move that up here and then we'll get back to framing.
Never mind.
So the window's still gonna stay there. This window we pulled out once before and it was super easy. So I thought it would be fine to pull out the other ones. But I think because, like Sydney said, it's cold now, the silicone that's on the outside is much harder, so it will not, the window won't come out.
Rather close.
Yeah, so we're just gonna leave it and have frame around it now. So
No problems.
yeah, that's the thing about doing a bus build in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even winter yet actually, but it's minus 15
Fall.
now. Yeah, so, but yeah, so now we're just gonna frame up to it and then frame around it and figure it out as we go here. So let's get to it. Okay guys, so what we had to do was when we were putting in these vertical pieces, we had to go and cut a 45 on the bottom of the piece so that it would lay flat against the wall, because this railing has a bit of like a fillet at the bottom, I guess like a little rounded corner, so the 2x4 doesn't actually go in there. So you kind of have to cut that corner so that we can fit it on top like that. It is the next evening. We don't have much time to work on the bus this week, so it's probably going to be a pretty short episode. We got all the side framing done the other day, almost all of it, I guess. We still got a frame around the emergency windows, and I got to cut up the front of the bus on the passenger side because there's a bracket there that keeps getting in the way. So we got to do that. That's not going to happen tonight. My goal tonight is to try and get that mess over there in the corner wrapped up. So the reason that I have that all taken apart was A, to get rid of electrical that we didn't need, but B, since we raised the floor 2 inches, we also have to deal with the heater. We want to keep the bus heater because if we're driving and we can use the heat from the engine to heat the RV, might as well, right? Might as well. But also, if we're driving down in the desert and that kind of stuff, these 2 extra large radiators, although they'll make it crazy hot inside the bus, they do a great job of helping to cool down the engine. So that is definitely a possibility to use that extra heat to cool down the engine in case of extreme conditions and stuff like that. So we don't want to get rid of those. But since we raised it 2 inches, the panel that comes down off the side of the bus no longer allows the heater to fit underneath it. And that's obviously a problem. So I have 2 options. Either I cut the top off the heater and I move it down so that the heater can slide underneath and we can rivet it back together and seal it all up somehow. Or we cut the panel and we slide the panel up and slide the heater underneath it. So those are basically the only 2 options we have. And I don't know which one's gonna work, but we're gonna figure it out right now. So the goal here is to cut that off. So that's no longer in the way. Okay. So now, as you can see, the heater is too tall to go under there. So we need to fix that. So now, the problem that I run into here is if I cut this down, we end up cutting it down to right about here, and this airspace gets a lot smaller. But what I'm thinking we do is not only do we cut it down to there, but we also cut out this section here so that we gain back some of that in here. Now I don't know, we can only go about 3 inches or so, 4 inches, until we run into the edge of this. But it will gain us a little bit back. Oh no, I guess we won't, because it only goes to there. So I guess we're just gonna cut it. We can't, I was thinking we can move this up, but I don't think we're gonna be able to, mostly because of the wiring. And because this panel is basically actually the side of the bus. So it would be, I think, a lot more work and a lot more relocation to deal with that than it's going to be to move the heater down. We can cut it down to here. We can cut that all out. Something like that. We can cut that out. Then we'll cut this guy off, and we'll cut him around here too, all the way up. The problem is here, see, problem is on this side here, the heater is held up from the top of the box. So cutting it, this heating core is gonna fall down. So that's not gonna work either. So guys, I am trying a head cam for a little bit tonight. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you guys liked the head cam, if you thought it was confusing, if you thought it was garbage, let me know. And again, we're just trying to show you guys the processes that we're taking to make this bus happen, and try and help you guys out along the way if we can. If not, well, at least we tried. And there she comes down. Okay, got some, whew, look at that. You want a little stylus pin? Funny, all the little trinkets and stuff you find in these buses. Oh yes, that's exactly what we needed. I think this heater panel just came loose. Haha, it sure did. Awesome. That's the best news of the day. Okay, so now what we can do, as long as we don't spark ourselves to death, because those wires are live, we can move this guy hopefully underneath there and sit that panel on top of him and then see what happens. Alright, so I'm just gonna undo these guys here just for now. We'll move them over into some other holes or re-drill holes or something like that in a little bit, but I need to cut this off, and then we need to affix that up in there. So we're gonna cut that guy off basically all along there, hopefully all whilst keeping it in the bus and not blowing any fuses or relays or anything else. Grinding disc. Like so close. There we go. Now, I don't know where all the screws went that was in there before.
I don't know. You always said they were organized. But
Yeah.
I did not do that part, so I did not do that. Such a wonderful sound.
Is it? I need to drill this guy. The only one I have left is this little bugger. Got him. Like we can look at 1,000 cars in a day. Ow.
Did you drill yourself?
Ouch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you guys can see here, we got that top portion all cut off, all the way along. Reinstalled the defroster a little bit higher than it was before, just because of the spacing under there. We had to do that. The window will still operate though. It's still open and closes, so that's not a problem. We are gonna have to build a little bit of a cover and stuff for it anyways, so not super worried about that. That's all complete. This guy's screwed into the floor, screwed into there, and yeah, it's all in there and tidied up, so pretty stoked about that. We are going to get rid of this panel. I might end up actually just cutting this panel and making another panel out of this panel, just making it smaller and a little bit cleaner, because it has a lot of stuff in there that we don't need. So we're gonna do that later. But yeah, that's it for this episode, guys. As I said already earlier here, we're busy this week. I'm up in Fort Mac. Sydney's in her last week of practicum, so she's busy, and we're trying to wind things up. So in this video, we got all the framing done and got that tied up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't already, go down, hit that like button. It really helps us out a long ways. Also, about 65% of our viewers who watch are not subscribed to our channel. So if you go down, smash that subscribe button. It doesn't hurt you, but it helps us out a long way. The channel's been growing like crazy lately, and we really appreciate the support and the ongoing comments and likes, and just helping to make our dreams come true. So we really appreciate that. And yeah, also, if you have a name for our bus, please leave it in the comments below. We have a couple contenders, and right now, Sebastian is sounding like it's number one. But if you have anything else that that you might think is really good idea, let us know in the comments below. And as always, guys, have a great night.